You ever feel like you're constantly running, but somehow you're always falling behind? That feeling? That's burnout, and it is so much more than just being tired. But what if I told you there's a simple, powerful framework that could help you manage it? Let's dive into how to STOP burnout right in its tracks.
This quote from Brian Sankersing just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? That screaming voice in your brain, it can be so loud, so demanding. But the real solution? It's usually found in that quieter, wiser part of us that knows we just need to pause. It's a feeling I think we all know a little too well.
And hey, if you feel that way, you are definitely not alone. I mean, just look at the sheer scale of this problem. A recent global survey found that a staggering 42% of the workforce reports feeling burned out. That's almost half of us. This isn't some personal failing. It's a collective experience. It's a modern epidemic, and it demands a real strategy.
Okay, so we've looked at the problem. We get it. Now it's time for a plan. It is absolutely time to learn how to STOP.
And here is our roadmap. See, STOP isn't just a word, it's an acronym for 4 incredibly powerful actions. Slow down, tune inward, open your hands, and persist without cost. Each step builds on the last one, creating this really comprehensive framework for getting your balance back. So, let's break it down, starting with S.
First up, strategic pacing. And this is all about finding some clarity and calm in a world that, let's be honest, never seems to stop moving.
Now, this is a really crucial point. We have to understand the difference between laziness and intentional rest. Constant motion isn't a badge of honor. It's the one-way ticket to draining your energy and numbing your awareness. Slowing down isn't about giving up. It's a strategic move to get your rhythm and your presence back.
So how do we actually do it? Well, here are 5 really concrete tactics. You could try the Pomodoro technique, short bursts of focused work followed by a real break. Or how about this? Schedule unstructured time, literally time with no agenda. Learn to say no to limit your commitments. Create some tech-free moments in your day. And embrace what some people call mindless activities, like watering your plants or just doodling. They seem so simple, but they are incredibly restorative because they give your analytical brain a much-needed break. So how does T build on this? T stands for tune inward. This is all about mindfulness and, finally learning to listen to the signals your mind and your body have been sending you this whole time. And this right here, this is the why. When we tune inward, we stop reacting to the world on autopilot. Instead, mindfulness gives us that tiny, crucial bit of space between a trigger and our response. And that space? That lets us act with wisdom and intention, instead of just raw, unfiltered emotion.
So how can we start tuning inward? Here are 5 really powerful practices. A few minutes of meditation each day can totally reset your mind. Starting and ending your day with a moment of presence before you grab your phone, that can be an absolute game changer. There's also emotional journaling, mindful walking, and simple compassion check-ins where you just pause and ask yourself, hey, how am I treating myself today?
All right, next up is O. Open your hands. This is about letting go to make some space for joy. And for many of us, this can be the hardest step. Why? Because it challenges our deep-seated need for control. The key insight here is that our need for control is often just fear in disguise. It's fear wearing a mask. So opening your hands isn't about giving up. It's a powerful act of trust. Trusting the process, trusting other people enough to ask for help, and trusting yourself to release the burdens that just aren't serving you anymore.
Okay, so how do we put this into practice? You can start by decluttering your physical space. It really does help declutter your mind. Don't be afraid to ask for support. It's a sign of strength, not weakness. Actively work to release perfectionism. Replace "this must be flawless" with "this is good enough for now." Set clear boundaries to protect your energy. And practice gratitude to shift your focus to what you have, not what you lack.
And that brings us to our final letter, P. Persist without cost. This is all about building a new kind of resilience, one that's actually sustainable for the long haul.
Now this is such an important reframing. We often think of resilience as just pure endurance, gritting our teeth and pushing through the pain. But true sustainable resilience is actually about how well we recover. It's about being consistent in a way that fuels us, instead of draining our tank to empty. So how do we build this type of resilience? Well, here are a few key ideas. You can build an energy budget, balancing what you give out with what you take in. Develop routines that can adapt as your needs change. Invest in learning just for the sake of curiosity, not competition. And, crucially, nurture your relationships and build those support networks. They are the absolute bedrock of real resilience. Okay, so we've got the framework. It all sounds great, but how do we actually put it into practice in our already busy lives? Let's look at a simple 30-day action plan that makes this feel totally achievable.
This roadmap just brilliantly breaks it down into these super manageable steps. In week 1, you just start with daily 5-minute pauses and 1 tech-free day. By week 2, you're decluttering 1 small space and practicing gratitude. Week 3, you introduce a short meditation. And by week 4, you're building a sustainable support routine. You see how these small, consistent actions lead to real outcomes like better sleep, less stress, and improved focus? It's amazing. And what's the ultimate payoff? Look, it's not just about avoiding burnout. It is about a fundamental shift in your quality of life. We're talking lower stress, better focus, deeper connections with yourself and with others, and a truly sustainable source of energy and motivation. That is what success with the STOP framework really looks like.
So we'll end with this really powerful reflective question, because at its heart, this entire framework is about permission. When the pressure mounts and the weight of it all feels too real, what will you give yourself permission to feel, to do, or to finally let go of? The answer to that question could literally change everything.